probably even better. Just having an awareness of where the best part of the screen is. Mine's turned on to having 9 squares. I know some can do 16. Yeah, the more grid you can have, the better. You can tell where that best portion of your screen is by having that grid on. It really, really helps. With the camcorders that we're going to be using, they also have that grid. Well, some of them also have that grid, not all of them. So you do have to kind of approximate it. But understand that that center portion of a screen, that's where the good stuff is. That's where it's most true. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5, become the tripod. We are dynamic beings. It is essentially impossible for us to not bounce. You know, you're just like a bunch of pieces of coral held together with rubber bands inside of a sack, a plastic sack full of water. In a very mechanical sense, that's all we are. That thing, not very rigid. It's not very good for holding a camera still. We have tricks that help us, but nothing quite as good as a nice old tripod. But those aren't always available. But you can become one. Everybody, get up against the wall. Get up against the wall. All right? I can get in the doorway. That's even better. So just get up right against the wall. You're going to create a tripod with your body. 3 points of contact is what you want. So, if I'm up against the wall with my back, I put my shoulder blades into it. I put 1 foot forward and 1 foot up against the wall. I am now pushing my weight into the wall, which means that I don't have to dynamically hold that. All of a sudden, this becomes really, really stable. It's even more so if you can do this into a doorway, that is if you have to stand someplace, because I can get myself in here, wedge my shoulder in, 1 foot up against the door plate, the other one out, right? I can get really good, stable 3 points of contact. I am a tripod. What if you can't get up against something? Ah, crap. I'm out in the middle of the football pitch and I'm just recording for my friends while they run drills. Okay, you can do something about that. It looks a little doofy, but it works. And that's what's important, right? Anybody do yoga? You know, horse stance? Seriously. Because you are using the long muscles, because if you lock your knees, you bounce. You can't help it. Just your heartbeat alone will make you vibrate. But if you can use the longer muscles, your feet shoulder width apart, bend at the knee, sit back a little bit, proper posture. This takes a lot of your bounciness out. You kind of will do this just because your breath. But this in a slow motion is better than I'm locking my knees and now I bounce. And of course, finally, maybe you've used this in your lectures, and I really support doing it. I know some teachers don't like it, but you know what, you're paying to be here. Get back to your desk, become a tripod at your desk. Right, here we go. I'm sitting. I scooched way, way up, right up against the desk, elbow, elbow, grab camera, right? If the teacher walks around, I can kind of angle my whole body to track. But I've got my sternum up against the desk, I've got my elbows on the desk, my feet are firmly planted on the ground, not on the chair, flat, right? I am taking all of my body's dynamic systems and I'm putting it into the floor, I'm putting it into the chair, I'm putting it into the desk, I'm trying to get it out of the camera. So you can track me just by leaning and turning with your core, keeping your elbows steady on there. You don't have to slide or anything. You get it right, you're making a little tripod. Pushed up nice and tight against the desk. Oh, it died on you. Turn off. Yeah, ended. There you go. Right, okay. So this is the good steps to it. 5 simple steps. And this works for your phone. I'm going to do mine too. This works for your phone, and this works for our cameras, our camcorders. No tripod, become tripod. Landscape orientation. Both hands on it. Especially with my camcorders, please do not break them. If you break my camcorders, you owe me $200. You have to replace it. And it's about $200, yeah. Elbows in. Draws you in. Turn with core. Like that. Don't care if you look doofy. That's not the point. No one's going to be paying attention to you anyway. You got the camera. They're all too busy feeling freaked out at the recording. Turn with the center 75 in the middle, keeping people in the middle of that, right in the middle of your frame. Become the tripod or horse. Then, there's 2 considerations, of course. Light. Yes, you need to have a sense for the light in a place. This room, wonderfully lit, right? Look at it, it's diffuse light, there's like no shadows. I'm fully lit in all directions. The light is scattered. It's not like a spotlight coming on me. It's just in every position possible. On the other hand, this looks terrible. I look easy. Strong light. Shadows hitting me very strongly. I'm washed out against this backdrop as I walk around, like the words come over my face. Additionally, if I was filming, that thing's in my camera. It's blind. It can't see anything. So light is always an issue when you're taking video. And this can be really tough. So if you're taking video and you're in a lecture like this, and the professor turns off the lights and is doing stuff up here, ask them to turn maybe the backlight on or something. Just something to help, because it will totally ruin your ability to see. Just even that, right? Even that softens it. If you're outside, never, ever, ever face towards the sun. Ever. It will just destroy any video you take. It'll destroy any pictures you take. You can't deal with it. So, the last one, of course, is sound. Don't do stuff where it's noisy. What are you going to do? I mean, sometimes that's just unavoidable, right? But in this particular soundscape, this is a pretty good one. It is a little echoey in here. Soft surfaces really help. They take out the bounce and the reverb. So I'm also enunciating as much as I can. I'm projecting my voice as much as I can to help you with that. But sound is always an issue. Now, we can deal with some sound, but we're not going to. I don't want to focus on sound. I want to focus on your use of cameras in this course, rather than your use of mitigating effects. So that's why we have this little lesson. Okay, cut.